Hello everyone, my name is Siddhartha Sinha and I welcome each one of you to my channel Learn Art with Siddharth. Let me take you to the tour of my sketchbooks, very few in numbers, and surprisingly the pages which you'd see, all the pages are not even completed. But definitely I will try to complete these art copies by this year at least, because I wish to make 100 artworks by this year. Let's see if I can accomplish this target. So in this channel I'm going to not teach you anything, but I'm going to learn, and you would be also learning along with me. So the channel goes by the name as Learn Art with Siddharth. I'm not going to teach you art, of course. I don't think that I am an expert in this field, but yes, whatever I have learned and whatever I am learning, I can definitely share it through my videos. And I feel that if you watch as a beginner, if you watch these videos, or just as a companion, as a contemporary artist, if you see the videos, you also learn something new. So I hope that you will like the video. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more such videos, and share it with your friends so that they can also learn with Siddharth. So let us begin with this sketchbook. Now you might think it's not even a sketchbook, it is basically a notepad. Yes, of course it is a notepad, but this was, you can say, a beginner series of mine when I just started to draw, and I actually started to understand art in a lot more ways. I started to paint in this, or sketch in this. So it was the first portrait which I created in class 9, when I was in class 9, that's around 2009. So these are the sketches I'd like to present before you. So these are all the pictures which I have taken from reference. I have taken from the magazine. These are all magazine pictures. It's very interesting. Now for me it's really fascinating to see it once again, what I had created once upon a time. I was learning anatomy during that time, so wow. You can see the deformation of the face. Face doesn't look even good. The markings of the hair not so prominent. You can see the strokes of the hairs. The shade is not appropriate. This is a portrait which I tried to draw from my imagination. I didn't take any reference from anywhere. This was again a reference photo, as you can understand by this lighting. It's in some jewelry magazine. This was also from a reference. You can understand it through the lighting. This type of we can see mostly in the magazine pages, for advertisement pages, you can say. Tried Barack Obama. Not appropriate, of course. It looks some ordinary African man. This is a ghost I tried to make. Formless, without any anatomy. Not appropriate sketching even. But yes, this was a stage where I drew. This is one of my niece, portrait of one of my niece I painted. I sketched from her photograph. Tried to make Om Puri. Didn't make anything here. It's a beautiful experience now for me to tour in the past. This was the stage where I was learning. So many things came up. Michelangelo's David. Wow, it is so amazing. This is another niece of mine. I tried. This I drew in 2011. So this is just a transition which I had created, like 2009 to 2011. These are the sketches which I had done. Some actress I tried. So you could see that in all the drawings which I drew, it is having a theme of a blue and a red. So I was not experimenting with many colors. Here I had used some other color. I had used green and yellow. I have used red and orange and blue. But for the skin, you can see I have used a blue color. So I was not so convenient enough to try new forms. I was okay with this experimentation, trying with the blue color. These are some rough sketches which I tried. Some random sketch. This is what I did with stippling, with a black pen with dots. Yes, this is definitely a remarkable one. This particular sketch which you are able to see, this sketch I prepared it near Dipor Bill. It is a wetland in Guwahati, Assam. So in Dipor Bill, I sat near the lake, and I just drew that scene. And I still remember the breeze, the cool breeze was flowing through this region, and I was painting this. It was a wonderful experience which I had during the time. And then some other random sketches, practice of lips. So this is all about the sketchbook. This is for first sketchbook. Next, I will not go in a sequence, but whatever sketchbooks I am having ready in front of me. This is another sketchbook where you will not find so much of paintings, but yes, this is one sketch which I did in 2023. A very recent artwork, recent sketch. This is I tried to make the whirlpool of addiction. So when a person gets addicted with smoking and drinking, it acts like a whirlpool. Okay, a person bind oneself with it. So it remain unattached once a person is addicted. Now addiction can be also in some other ways. It's a negative way if you see, if the positive way if you want to observe. As an artist, I'm addicted with the colors. It's so many colors I'm addicted to. So whenever I see colors, I feel like working on it. This blue and the red colors are complementary colors. They are complementing each other. So this is something very random. It came in my mind and I drew it. This is another sketch of mine, self-portrait. So it's an illustration kind I have drawn. This I have due in 2022, as you can see the date here. These two works which you are able to see, it's a spot work. I went to the spot. It's in PRP Valley. It's again in Guwahati. It's in Chandrapur. Proper location to be discussed too. So in the PRP Valley, these are the locations which I drew. Whatever I saw, I took colors with me, and on the spot I drew it. This is unfinished work, not incomplete work. This was again in the PRP Valley. I was drawing the forest, but couldn't manage time as I was getting late, so I had to move out from the place. This particular sketch I drew very recently. It's not completed, with oil pastel. Now, oil pastel is a medium which you can carry in any of the places. So I carried the oil pastel with me, and I drew the cow. There was a very big field and the cows were grazing there. So I tried to make it. I know the sketch may not look very prominent because I used pen directly. You can see it. direct pen I have used. I didn't use pencil to draw. So, but it's a very wonderful experience for me as an artist to sit around, and the weather was a very cloudy weather, so I just drew it and I tried to create, but it's incomplete again. I wish to complete it. This is another incomplete work, a very incomplete work. This is basically, it's a bank of the river, and here has to be the river. The water body should be here. Here I was supposed to draw boats and other stuffs, but I directly tried with the oil pastel. Again, I was running out of time, so I couldn't complete it. So it's again another incomplete work. This is one bird I drew. It's Bengal florican. I tried to make it, but the bird is much more beautiful than what I made here. So this is just only one sketch I made of this beautiful bird. I went to Manas 1 month back, so there I saw this bird, and not only there are so many birds I saw, and I'm planning to draw each of the birds with this design with their wonderful colors. So this is all in this sketchbook, you can see. So in this sketchbook only three such drawings are good drawings, the rest it's all incomplete, and I wish to complete each of these pages by this year. So wish me luck so that I can do that. Alright, so this is the next work. Now this is my another artwork. It's another sketchbook. It's one of my friend I drew. So he is a bike lover, and it is his dream bike. Now he will definitely afford it one day, but before he affords it, how he would look in the bike, I just made as a random sketch of it. So this is Ninja Kawasaki, and he's sitting over there. I like to experiment in this way. This is another sketch of the same friend with his sister, and this is a caricature work. Nothing more made in this sketchbook. Again, it's again incomplete, so I wish that I'll complete this sketchbook too. Now let's go to the next artwork. Okay, so this is a canvas pad where I drew my father's portrait. This is my father's portrait I made using acrylic color, and I tried to give the realistic effect to it, and just comment on how you find it. I tried to make it as realistic as possible. The next work is of my uncle, my beloved maternal uncle. So this is again with acrylic. I know that the hair work should have been much better, because here the skin looks very realistic, but the hair texture is not so real. So I'll definitely have to work on it. But again, you can see here so many pages left incomplete. So again, I wish that I'd be able to complete this canvas pad by this year. Now let us move to this copy, this sketchbook. So you can see here. Now this sketchbook is a very random one. Now here I have drawn many things in a random way. Here you can see this is a sketch of a man. He was taking his cart on the road. So I just drew him as fast as possible because he was moving. He was not a model. He was just pulling his cart, and he was passing by. So here I had written certain notes. You can see here I have written, I couldn't create the happiness in the face of a man happy to go at work. So the man is so happy going at work, and he was very, very happy. But I couldn't record that happiness appropriately the way I saw in the man's face. There are some other, anatomy which I had created from the man. This is something which has been created by one of my students. This is something which I saw on the road. So here I wrote here, need to work on hatching and rendering. So after drawing, I have put some note here. It's a Doberman. You could see the dog, muscle man. These are some random practices of my sketches, shading. These are some random sketch which I had tried. So these are some of the sketches which I had made here. This sketch is made by one of my friend. So he tried making sketch in my notebook. These are some of the practices which I made. So you can see that I have created, I have practiced it here. This is an action scene taken from a photograph, but I had tried to give a cartoon effect to it. So it's a caricature I tried to create here. It's a anatomy I tried. This is a hand. Here again you can see these are some anatomies I have tried to create so that I can draw the man appropriately. These are some of my random creations. This is a rickshaw puller who was taking rest, and I tried to draw him. Not so appropriate, of course. It just looks like a kid working on. This is something which I made very random, and I'm planning to use this as a theme for comic. I want to create comics. You can see that he himself is a disabled man, and he is making an armed leg for himself and for others, for other disabled men. So he's a scientist who wished to create something, give something to the people. Again here, this is another sketch where a person might be having disability, but he can excel in the sports. So he's running, he's trying to prove himself better, and he's much happier than other sad people who are working around. This is some random things I have created. Again, this is some of the caricatures I tried. This was again a random theme where two important leaders of two different nations are signing with the missiles. And what are they paying? Who are actually paying for this science? These common men. There are already many people from both sides who died. Some people are screaming and they're telling their leaders to stop fight, but their leaders don't listen to them. Their boundaries remain. Their sign with the missiles goes on. They are signing each one of their people's life with the missile. This is a random thought which came to my mind and I drew it. This is one tutorial I had and I created it with the crayon. Now these are all characters which I have created by myself. These are my creators. My characters. Okay, these characters are not available anywhere. It's something which I have created all by myself. Here I have also mentioned that need to work on facial structure of girl whose age is between 3 years to 8 years. So these girls do not look like they're in between this age group, 3 years to 8 years. So I have to work on the expressions. Then I had written here, it's a sage, Indian sage, working on expression, generally cool and calm, aggressive sometimes, anatomy to be worked upon. So this is something where I was working on, so I used anatomy to work on. Now this is a copy work I did from Tom Bancroft Character Mentor book. So it's a very good book to study the different type of characters. Now this is another sketch which I had created. It's a portrait of a baby girl which I had created. So here I have used crayons and pencil color. So my pencil works are generally done by Dome's color. Again, these are some of the characters which I had created. You could see the anatomy. This is the anatomy I had tried to follow through the creation. So 2 full circle and 1 half circle. So here in all these characters I had used 2 full circles and 1 half circle. So this is something which I had done. I had tried to create here. This is again another character building session. So it's a musician with different type of music. He's playing piano, he's playing guitar, he's playing flute, and he's also playing violin. This is again another man who's a lion man, you can say. So the character from the lion. This simple exercise I tried all by myself. It's a flexible man. It's a comic, something which doesn't matter at all. I mean, it's very random. This is a caricature of one of my known person. These are again some of the random sketches I made, as you can see here. I used a brush pen for this. So this is a tea lover, as I have tried to draw. He's jumping in the cup of a tea. His life is all about a tea. He is a tea collector. He is pouring the tea bag. A tea bag is his friend, and he's taking a sip of a tea. So this is something which I had created here. But this is my own character. I have not tried to copy it from anywhere. So it's my own character which I created. Now this is one of my students I made. He loves to eat burger, and he also talks about gymming. He also talks about doing exercises. So this is something I created about him. So a person, it's an irony that he's doing exercise and he's eating burger. So this is some random thing which I had created here. This is one of the caricature of my some of my colleagues, friends, sisters, all together. So it's a caricature selfie, you can say. This is again a work which I did for one of my brother. Now this is some logo design which I did for my school where I work for. Now these are some random ideas which came to mind. It's never selected as a logo, but I really enjoyed taking them up. Now this is a book cover design which I tried and which I think of creating. It's still in my head. The Science for Kids and Science for Kids. It's a coloring book, and the children will learn through coloring. So this is something which I thought of making, but it's incomplete again. So these are some of the random sketches which I am doing here, which I have drawn here. It's a cow. I tried to create a realistic vision, realism. This is a school building which I had drew. These are some random things which I tried. Just design for a gate which I had created. So these are all random sketches which I had tried to create. Now this is what I was doing with a dot pen which I got, but unfortunately I have not even completed it. It is half done. But I hope you like the eyes which I had drawn. Anyways, let's go ahead. Yeah, so this is the gate design for Excel Skits Fest. I designed this gate. So this is the random thing which I have done in here. So planning. Some sketches which are not completed yet. Wish to complete. This is again another design which I did for my school. So it's an Excel's Alumni Meet 2022. It's a graffiti design which I did. The same thing which you're able to see now here. It's been drawn in a piece of paper, but it was made in a very big wall. I'm sorry, it was done in a very big wall as in a form of graffiti. So it was very. I personally like my own design. This is one of the best design I have created. And this is a comic style of creating a goddess Saraswati. This is incomplete again. So these are some of the sketches which I had drawn here. Some random drawings, random cartoons, cartoon character. I really enjoy making these cartoon characters. It really helps me to motivate towards art, to make more drawings. These are comic strips which I had drawn. So in my channel, when I will be making comics, you'll come to know how I do it. This again another comic. These are all random random sketches I made from the children I remain with. So I used to see the children and I drew it. I made this portrait. I hope you can guess who is it. I will not say. You guess who might be he is. It's a watercolor sketch. They're all some of the random sketches which I tried. This I did with a dot pen or ballpoint pen. Sketches which is done using pencil. This is again comic book. This is again a logo which was never taken as or approved as, and that's it. Oh, one more sketch which I built for as a worksheet for English. That is it. So here I have completed this entire copy. This entire sketchbook is completed over here. Now let's see the next sketchbook. Now here I created some sketches. This is my style, where you can see the graphite work, the color pencil work all together. It's a mixed media. So this is a portrait of one of my colleague when I worked in a bank. So this is again another portrait of my one of my friend. It's again made in a graphite and color pencil. This is another sketch which I had created for my friend. Another sketch which I had created here. So this is also another sketch which I had created. Next is a comic. This is comic strip which I had created as an organization diary. I was working in a bank and I was totally not happy working there. I did not like the response of the HR of the company, so therefore I had made a cartoon sketch. This is portraying that organization which is actually eating up the lives of the people, of the employees. This is the employee, okay? This is what I had tried to show. So these are the employees working in an organization. This is how they are put forward the load, and so random stuffs which I had created here. This is a cartoon. Like, we can see that this is how the employees in these private organizations imply for. Okay, so as I was working in a bank, I had felt the same, and this is what I felt. This HR of those companies are like the sloths. They work so slow that you'll be remaining as a dead remains. Okay, you will die, but their work will never be fulfilled. Your expectations will never come true, and then at last, this is what happens. Hail organization. There are people who will say organization is great, this and so and so, and we are very fortunate. You care about us. You care so much about us. At the end of the day, what happens? They say good for you. The organization says, oh, you see, you praise us, you appreciate us, you will be in a good state then. Otherwise, you will be thrown out. Anyways, yeah, this is one of my favorite sketch which I made. This is done using dots. I used the Micron pen 0.05 to create it. So there are so many dots I'd created here to make this portrait. This portrait is of my honorable teacher, from whom I have learned art, who have guided me not about only drawing but about life as well. So this is one of my sketch which I had created here. After that, you could see it is all blank. So I wish that I complete this copy as well. Next, this is one of my sketch painting which I had created long time back. So you can see that some of the spaces are dusty. Here comes my caricature collection, as I believe so. Oh no, this is my cartoon collection. So only few cartoons I made, studying about the people in our surroundings and the news which I used to get. I was really very disappointed about a son who had thrown his parent out of his house. So I tried to create this cartoon where I had tried to show that this man has asked his mother to move out of the house. So this is something which is disturbing as an artist, as an individual. Here comes the next artwork. Yeah, here I have created my mother's portrait, but this is a patchwork which I had done. Random fitting of the colors I have used here. So this is also one of my favorite painting. This sketch I made during lockdown, and this is representing our honorable Chief Minister Sri Himanta Biswa Sharma and our honorable Prime Minister. The collaboration of all of these great people have helped us to stay safe inside our house. This thing is representing our house, and they have protected us from the deadly virus. So this is a portrait which I created, and this is just as an irony I created, but not so serious. Shouldn't be taken so seriously. This is I created a cartoon sketch. This is another disturbing thing which I saw, that there were some kids in South India who had put explosive in the mouth of an elephant and it bursted. So I tried to create that scene through this sketch. And this is again a caricature of about to be doctor, someone who is not a doctor yet, but he's going to be so. And again, this is all empty.